Yeah, I think we can start. I think it is in the live now.
Yeah.
So I think Shubhasri ma'am, you are there now, ma'am, ready, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Subhatra ma'am, I think we have our head for this internship, Dr. Subhasri.
Mm-hmm.
So who is also like coordinating this complete internship.
Okay.
Good
Yeah,
evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening. Nice to know you.
great. Okay, then
Fine.
okay, let me
Thank
start.
you, ma'am. Happy to
So
see you, ma'am.
yeah, fine. So good evening all for our interns as well as our speaker of the day. So it's indeed, I think we are taking up this monsoon internship with the 5 different college students have joined here, especially the final years. Uh, Definitely, I think we are in the day 3, and we have seen lots of sessions has been happening in the last 2 days, and today is almost like the third day, which is going to be as the opportunities for chemical engineering. So the final years is already, I think, they are something like quite afraid of this because of COVID and lots of economic recession. But definitely, we always says that opportunities is going to start from now onwards. So Subhatra Rajendran is one of my very good friend, and we can always say, I think, being a chemical engineer, even she studied in Kongu College, she traveled across the world, and such a like dynamic and we can say like a leadership she has. That's what that the courageous has taken up. She was there in Congo, and recently, right now, she's there in Singapore. So that make us like even the woman become a chemical engineer. They have a very big role in all the while. So that's one important example as our today's speaker, Subhadra Rajendran. So without having much more discussion, let me invite our Dr. Subhasri ma'am to introduce the speaker. With that, we can start.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Subhatra Rajendran, she has spent her days fulfilling her motto of turning struggle into strength. She is a hard worker, a best example for the quote, the empowered woman is powerful beyond measure and beautiful beyond description. She started her career as scientist engineer in the Indian Space Research Organization Sriharikota, a design of solid propellant unit design, and then indulged into design of oil and gas projects. She has an experience over 17 years in oil and gas process design engineering for green and brownfield projects in various countries like Southeast Asia, Middle East, Europe, Central Asia, Africa, and America. She has got many awards as in academic as well as in professional career. A few are listed here. She has got a Best Women Engineer Award by IEI, Best Women Leadership Award for contribution in process design, engineering, and execution by Indian Convention Delhi, Best Women Leadership Award in the field of science by Transformance Fifth Future Leaders Summit, Best Women Engineer, 34th Indian Engineering Congress Telangana Career Center Hyderabad, Young Women Achiever Award by National Foundation of Entrepreneurship Development, Engineering Excellence Award 2019-20, Person of the Year by ISIE India, Engineering Excellent Award, Gold Women Achiever Award, Industry Profession Icon Award, NRI Achievers Award, Working Women Achiever Award in 2020, and she is university third rank in graduation and university first rank in diploma polymer technology and best extracurricular student, and it keeps on going. Coming to the social contribution, she is co-founder and president of Varun Aditya Foundation, which is supporting sustainable development goals, social activities, women empowerment programs, sponsoring girl child for their education, helping the poor and the needy. She is head representative of women empowerment activities in Sri Lanka along with the GOTO organization. She is a member of United Nations online volunteering program for women empowerment, member of Institution of Green Engineers, providing awareness about climate change and global warming. She is member and volunteer of Vaigai Neer Iyakam, planting trees for reducing global warming, member of African African Tamil Association and editor for African Tamil Saral magazine focused on Indians living in Africa. She has volunteered many social activities, fundraising camps, and volunteered computer classes for Down syndrome kids in Dubai, UAE, volunteered cultural events organized by Tamil expats of Malaysia and Kuala Lumpur. Lots of activities have been carried out by Madam during 2020. She has created a world record virtual conference with over 60 speakers continuously for 17 hours, spreading environmental awareness across the globe, practicing energy saving concept, saving 1 unit per day, which is almost equal to 70 liters of water per day, spreading awareness for green environment to reduce global warming. She has hosted many women empowerment seminars for the welfare of women. She has supported with personal protective equipment for needy in Tamil Nadu, India, and she's chairperson to Reach to Unreach, an online platform integrating persons who can provide support with person in need during the pandemic time. Ma'am, we are very much happy here to learn what is next after the chemical engineering degree, opportunities for the chemical engineers. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Subhashri, ma'am. It was a introduction and thank you so much. First of all, I like to welcome the students who have shown the first step for doing something different than what the other people are doing. Welcome, my dear students, and Gokul. Thanks for giving me this opportunity, and thank you, Utsaga Solution, and thank you, Subhashri ma'am, for the introduction about me. So let's go into the topic. So I'm here, as he said, as Gokul sir has introduced me. I'm like a live example that chemical engineers can also do wonders. So thank you so much. Thanks for everything. Let's go into that. Topic. I just want to post a few questions, and I want this session to be little interactive. Can you hear me? Okay, I want to be little interactive. Please, I'm not going to take any lectures or going to like do some technical stuffs. Let us make it more friendly, like a conversation. Whatever you have the clarification, put it on the chat box so I can address you while getting into the slides, or we can have a Q&A session at the end. Whatever the questions I'm posting here, just reply it on the chat box so it is easy for me to have a look and answer to that. Before getting into that, I want to know why you people have joined engineering. Can I have the answers in the chat box? I think all the chats are enabled, right, for all the students? Hello? I'm not able to see any chat reply. Am I audible? Okay. Sheetal. Yeah, Sheetal, to improve the quality of living. Only one? 91 engineers are here.
We always, very slow taker. Once it is ignited, I think they'll pour up.
Yeah, it's done already by Sheetal. Can I have the answers, please? How many of you has taken this like a passion? I want to be an engineer. Okay. Let me go in one by one. My parents wanted me to be an engineer. After 12th, I didn't get any seat in doctor for becoming a doctor. So next option is to become an engineer rather than doing some arts or BSc course.
There are few chat box are coming.
Yeah. To find new methods and improving the existing methods in engineering, Arvind. Okay. Then maybe out of like want to do something different, curiosity or excitement, like we can see other software engineer or other engineers, how they are working. You want to go abroad, make a travel, improve your status, monetary status, everything. And this was, I think, Sheetal, to make a difference in the world. And I want a job in a big company or some like a being like an entrepreneur. So I think that engineering would be an ideal choice. Am I right? Is there any other reasons where you wanted to do engineering? Rupesh, yeah. Marzuk, I want to become an entrepreneur. Yeah, kudos to you. Prasad, to go abroad, ma'am, like Canada. Good. Okay. So these are the basic reasons, we wanted to maybe copy others, or we wanted to do something where the world is going on. So I want to join the crowd. Mainly, we are doing something like that. And especially the people who really want to be an engineer, the numbers are very, very less. And nowadays, especially in India, every house got a one or two engineers minimum. So if you see the olden days, no, in 60s and 50s, like the teachers and engineer got a huge respect in the society. Even we used to recognize and identify a house or something. This is engineer's house. This is a teacher's house, like that. Nowadays, every house has an engineer. So we cannot not recognize who is doing real engineering, and what is the purpose of engineer, and what is the role they have to play in the society. In my opinion, even our curriculum also is framed in a way that we don't know the real core purpose of engineering. I am a woman who was where I usually believe in dreams and miracles. So with that, actually, for me, as I told you, there was no reason for me to become an engineer. That is the reason I usually take this topic to guide the students how to frame your career. For me, I wanted to do BSc Physics, but unfortunately, I have to become an engineer. My life was dragged me like that. So, there are other challenges which made me a chemical engineering, because I don't want to study chemical engineering, first of all. I was doing diploma in polymer technology. After joining there, I came to know there were no opportunities for women in rubber industries. Till now, the big companies like Apollo, Sheared, or MRF, they don't recruit women engineers in their production department. Either they could be placed in testing lab or in doing any logistical support or in the HR. So this is the one which forced me to go for an option. Unfortunately, being a polymer technologist, I was running out of options. I was forced to join either rubber technology or polymer technology or chemical engineering. So this is how I became an engineer. The biggest question, what is engineering? Can I have the answers again, please? What is your understanding about engineering? Surender, let's make it fast, huh? So I can talk more. And yeah, Jehan, I think he can unmute, right? You can unmute and answer it. Okay. I think it's not audible. Okay. There is a close relationship between science, engineering, and technology. We, in our engineering curriculum, yeah, Sheetal, again, engineering mainly involves mathematics. Good. So it is, I have shown the answer already. Okay. Then I would pose the question like this. What is the difference between engineering and technology? I don't know, like how in your college, are they offering you BE chemical engineering or BTech chemical engineering? Gayatri, it's a professional course, BTech. Why chemical engineering is called as Bachelor of Technology? Why not engineering? Can I have the answers? Okay. Yeah, everywhere it is big. Usually, engineering means it is using the maths and science to address your practical problems. So from the nature, we try to understand the quantum behind that and use our mathematics skills and the scientific skills to find a solution. Say example like finding an aeroplane or finding a telephone or using an internet connection, everything. Sorry, not internet is not engineering. So you have to create something. So it usually needs a lot of creativity, persistence, and the desire for improvement. Yeah, Gauri is right. Technology is its applications. So the engineering, when you use that engineering to make it as a practical use, we call it as technology. That is why chemical engineering is called as a technology, because it's an amalgam of mechanical engineering, civil engineering. We study maths, we study some basics about electrical engineering, we study something about the information technology, we study more about this how the chemistry works in the engineering. So this is how, especially the chemical engineering is offered as technology. So engineering is the application of maths and science to create something, and technology is the one which is making you to use as a practical use for the practical applications. So in easiest way, I could say that engineering mostly involves more of mathematical explanations or derivation to address the issue. Technology makes it more easy to even the layman can also use that. Especially one such instrument is the mobile. So now everybody can use it. Even there are options to change the language. Even for the blind, how to operate, we have usually put. This is the another question I want to ask. How many people have noticed in the phone, if you see the number 5, there will be some marking on the number. I don't know, you are 90s kids. If you see the older landline phones, the 5 is marked very with the dash symbol. Any idea why it's like that? Yeah, Jay Surya, can I have the answer why? Yeah, exactly. For the blind people. So the technology makes it available for all the people, and it should be easy to use. That is how we made the engineering very easy to very easily available and easy to use for everybody. Yeah, it's in the center. Even our mobile phones also got like that. Have you ever thought about how the latest phones, if we are giving this to a blind, how he will use? Nowadays we are using the touch screen, touchpad, everything. That is why we have come across with the solution called the voice with the voice recorder or voice coding, everything. So people, if the blind people also can speak out and he can understand what he wanted to search in the internet. So this is the close relation between science, engineering, and technology. So science is nothing but you read about the general truth and law. Engineering is you make the science and create something, and technology makes it very easy with a device or something which is affordable and available for everybody. This is the basic definition. And when we read about engineering, we have small misconception. Only the super smart can become engineers. This nowadays we don't agree, because every house has got an engineer, whether he is super smart or smart, or even if he is not even know the basics of engineering, or everybody has become an engineer. And the second point is all engineers are shy. This is 50% true. Yes, because our curriculum talks more of engineering skill, but not on the personality development skills. We read a lot about mathematics. We read about a lot about all the engineering discipline, but we have like only in the final year we target on this personality development, group discussion, and other things. So the third point is engineers have no outside interest. This is mainly applicable for the electrical and chemical engineers, because usually, I don't know, in the colleges, everybody used to say that these people, the chemical engineers and electrical engineers, behave differently and they are not jovial like that. And finally, all engineers are men. If you see in the picture also, and after in the global survey, only 10% of women are working in the engineering field, especially in the production department. And how long they carry their opportunity in their life, hardly like over the period of time, more than 15-16 years experience, we got around only 6% of engineers, women engineers working. So this is the statistical output. This we have seen why we want to become, what are the reasons to become an engineer. Now we have to know what an engineer's role it is. First thing, we mainly study engineering to find new things. One such example, it's the corona, COVID-19 virus. Even the doctors can treat the patients. It is the technology invented by engineers, which is really making the people to get cured. The ventilators, the electrical equipments, the instrument which is measuring your blood pressure or oxygen level, everything is invented by the engineers and make it available for the doctors and patients for the use. And the second one is to protect your environment. See, we are the engineers who are doing the production and polluting, and this is also our responsibility to protect our environment also. So find a new source of energy. How many of you in your childhood remember how many houses had a gas stove connection? And if you see now, it is very rarely you could see a house using the wood or kerosene stoves or something. So this is how the technology and especially the chemical engineers have brought into the society. And another new forms of entertainment. So now we are going very advanced in all the types of entertainment. Rather than going to cinemas, now you can bring your cinema to your place, like Netflix, Amazon Prime, everything like that. So finally, to use the latest technology to keep yourself updated and to improve the world around you. This is the basic reason for you to become an engineer. So coming to the chemical engineering, what is the role of a chemical engineer? We are required at the moment. The statistics again says that the global population will become 8 million by 2050. So there are a lot of, if there is more population, obviously, you need all the energy, livelihood for the people to stay. Everything will become a demand, and the demand will be supplied by the engineers. Maybe in terms of technology or for constructing the house, everything we need a engineer. So here we chemical engineer are like connecting the dots in this engineering. Especially we are very, very important in the biochemical and chemical field, for either it should be a food and beverage industry or a chemical manufacturing or any food processing unit. Everywhere a chemical engineer is mandatory. So this is how actually I think I have briefed about what is a chemical engineer and how we have to do. And again, what is the aim for us to learn chemical engineer? Today, I am here to address this session. Who is the chemical engineer? What makes them special? And what are the opportunities available in the market? I could say I will start this section with the phrase, one man's magic is another man engineering. There is a song in Tamil, right? Like Paravai Kandan Vimanam Padaitan. Same applicable to that. Thinking like seeing at a bird. Wright brothers have invented the aeroplane. Like that, we have the questions all around us, but we never think about how we can solve it, how we can learn from it. I used to ask this question whenever it is there. How many of us are aware about the engineering which is happening around us? How many we can pay attention? Everyday life we are using the heat transfer, mass transfer. It is happening in our day-to-day activity. If we understand the basic well, for us the heat transfer and mass transfer will not be a big deal, but we never pay attention to it and we never use them. One such example is the pressure cooker operations. We learn about the heat transfer. There is some mass transfer, which is the rice has been cooked. So we never pay attention that how long it will take for the transfer of the fluid to that rice, like how long it will take for the water to get heated and transferring it to the rice. We never estimate, but we do lot of lab calculation. We find all we do all our in mathematical calculation, but we never pay attention to anything. So chemical engineering, basically it involves the engineering principles in to convert the basic raw material into the product. So I could say this chemical engineering is the nucleus of all other engineering. That is why we are reading all engineering in our chemical engineering syllabus. We learn about physics in our first year, mathematics, chemistry, and even we learn about the organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, how the chemical action is taking place across each substance. And we learn about how this chemical can be applied into a machine. What is the transformation taking place? That is why we learn about the fluid mechanics, thermodynamics, heat transfer, mass transfer, everything. But how many of us are very strong about our basics? Now I can post a question. What is the first law of thermodynamics? As the basic things we could remember till the being a chemical engineer throughout our life. But, hardly we could use those things. So this is how it is. For me, why I chosen chemical engineering? For this main reason, because I will have a diversity for my career option. As I told you, when I do my diploma, the career role was restricted only to polymer technology. Polymer technology, there is a challenge for women to work it. So I want to do something which give me a variety of options to choose from. So I have chosen chemical engineering as my major, because it gives me an opportunity to work in, Sheetal. Great. Law of conservation of energy. Good. So environmental protection, I can work in a food industry, I can work in an energy industry, I can become a lecturer, or I can be a professor if I do some masters. I can work in the process plants, and I can work in the biotechnology field also. This is the main reason I have selected the chemical engineering field, because wonderful opportunity for chemical engineering is the diversified field where you can choose where you want to work. This is how I started after my graduation. So after my graduation, I want to make sure that my first intention was to get a job in any concern, because I don't have any idea which one will be booming in another 10 or 15 years. What will be my role? I have no idea about it. That is why I want to share my experience, what I learned through my 17 years, for the people like you to ease your path, so you can plan your future career path. Or if you want to become an entrepreneur, you can choose your path now itself. Because I usually think that if somebody was there to guide me in my third or final year to talk about all these things, during my college days, I don't have this much option. The world is not like Google and all, it is in the developing stage. So we used to rely on books, word of mouth. So the content what we can receive was there are so many restrictions for it. Whatever the professors say, we have to capture that one and work for it. But now the entire globe is open, and we are living a technical era. So this is the right time. You have to plan yourself and what you want to become, and how we have to plan how many years you want to make your dream to come true. So after this, let me go with my personal example also, so it will be easy for you to people how the initial years I have a very big problem in finalizing my career. I joined in the process as a process engineer trainee in an engineering and procurement company. Even my HOD or my college professor is not even aware, because the information technology and engineering and construction department are booming at that time only. So nobody has any clue. So simply I joined with that through the campus interview. When I joined there, then they gave me with a lot of drawings, which we have what the PFDs, what we are seeing in the books and what is the real PNID, it's a little bit different. So before like at the end of final year, I have a very strong belief, and I was very strong that I will work relevant to my industry. I was a person who's, as I mentioned at the start, I usually believe in my dreams. So I have a dream to implement what I learned to be implemented in my work. This is what I was planning to it. So I make sure, because that time the IT industry was booming like anything. There were so many people, even they are recruiting from all discipline, like a chemical engineer or mechanical engineer or a civil engineer. Anybody can enter into become a software engineer. So I was very strong that I wanted to work either in a chemical plant, or I have to work in a company where I implement my chemical engineering skills. With that, one good thing is, same thing, in my campus interview, I got entered into an engineering design company where I was doing a process equipment design. This is what we are learning in our 7th and 8th semester of our engineering degree. So this is how I started my career. So that time also I entered into it. I have no idea. So then I used to write all the government exams. I used to apply for ONGC, HPCL, or any other government theory exams. I used to write GATE also. Like that, I got into ISRO. There also, many people, when I go for the interview, I cleared the written test, and when I go for the interview, it is a big shock for me. Many people used to who came in the interview, they were telling, joining ISRO is my dream. I have been thinking like that. I was so like shocked and wondered why I never had a kind of dream like that. If you see, when I searched inside myself, then I could find that I don't have a mentor, I don't have a role model, and I don't have any idea about the opportunities which are available for chemical engineering. That is why whenever any seminar, anything is there, I usually like to talk on this topic, because at least I can share what I have gone through in my life. So it will be easy for you to understand these are the places where the chemical engineer can get placed and they can work for the work. How many people are aware, that you can also work in the financial field being a chemical engineer? Can I have the answers? Any idea why they are recruiting a chemical engineer in a finance? Can I have the answers in the chat box? Analytical thinking and Max Aravind. Okay. Not only for that, I want to give a loan to a chemical production or process plant. Without knowing anything about the things which is happening inside, none of them will give the loan or finance to the people, because your project may really cost 1 crore rupees, say example, but on your project report which you are submitting to apply for the loan, if you are quoting for 2 crore or 3 crore, there should be some evaluator in the bank side to estimate, yes, this project is costing this much, yes, you can give approval, you can fund them like that. So that is where a chemical engineer is very, very required in a banking and finance sector, and even the insurance. One such example I could say, the event happened in Vizag. Because of the fire in the plant, there will be a evaluator who will be coming to your site to evaluate what is the loss which has happened because of that fire accident. There will be one engineer Like if you are doing a building construction, there will be a surveyor, right, to measure the land and measure your building. Like that, there will be a chemical engineer which will be working in for the bank, who estimate this is the cost of the project, or this is the loss which has happened in the company. For that, this is the estimate we can provide from the bank. So even for the evaluation also, the chemical engineer is very, very, very much required. And now because of the corona, the pharmaceuticals and the toiletries, like making of any sanitizer or a tissue paper or a glove, everywhere now the chemical engineers are required. So another survey says that the employment of chemical engineer will grow by 66% from 18 to 28. Within the factor of 10 years, we have a very good appreciation for the employment of chemical engineers. So this is the right time, even though the opportunities come from challenges. Yes, I agree. Corona, like this is a pandemic situation. As you said, விழுந்தோ மீண்டெழுவோம்ன்ற தமிழ்ல சொல்றது மாதிரி, now the opportunities, especially for chemical engineers, will be very, very high. So this is the right time. People who are in final years, make use of this time. Do your exams well, learn more about your basics, try to get an opportunity now itself, plan your career, because you should have started the preparation for GATE or any public sector exams from the third year. So it will be easy for you to crack the exam by the time you come to the final year. So this is not applicable. This few things are applicable to chemical engineering, but I could say, state a few examples, which is the engineering achievement which has happened in the 20th century. One first example I could say is the electrification. Nowadays, we are receiving electricity because in olden times, many villages, they don't have the power. So we are electrifying everywhere slowly, one by one. People are like using the internet connection, everything, even the mobile network. It was poor like before 5 to 6 years back. Now we have the mobile network available everywhere. Even if you go to the hill station, you have the mobile network connection available. So again, many advancement has happened in the agricultural field, and the information technology has taken a very big revolution. Another example is that the petroleum and petrochemical technology, because as I told you, the gas for the usage of household applications, the LPG gas, the LPG nowadays, it is used in the tea shops everywhere. So we made the technology very easily available for all the people. And another one, which in Tamil Nadu, what we are using is the nuclear technology. So these are the biggest advancement which has happened in the 20th century, and we are expecting much more after this pandemic in the 21st century. So as many people have told, what are the advantages of the chemical engineering? You have the opportunities, challenging work, socially you will have monetary benefit and the prestige issues as well. Being an engineer, understanding how the things will work, you have to look at your things. So I'm not going into much into this one, so we are running out of time. Coming to our thing, what next? So let me go with this organization chart, how we can go it. Okay, I did my final year in the chemical engineering field. What is the other option I have? First thing, I have to make sure I'm planning to work, maybe to support the family or to support myself, or because of the financial needs of the family. If you are planning for it, there are two options. One, some colleges, they have their own campus interview. Be prepared, be planned. So whenever the company comes in, you can easily clear the written exam or group discussion and get into the company. Or you have to search by yourself. For this, you need much more skill and much more knowledge, much more network. So that then only nowadays, being a more populated country, we have more after your graduation. Till now, you can probably say that I'm a student. Once you're out of the college, you have a huge responsibility. not only to answer yourself, you have to answer to the society also. If somebody comes in, they will ask what your son is doing, what your daughter is doing after. So not don't live for them, but you have to, don't waste your time by sitting idle. Either you have to go for higher study or find a job or develop your own skill and create your own field. So the second option is studying. So if you are planning for a higher education, I think by the final year you might have planned either to do a MBA or MTech or PhD. So MBA, then again you can enter into an engineering management, or you can totally change your field to fully management. So engineering management, if you study that one, you can become a project engineering manager or a engineering manager of a particular company. You will be dealing across the engineering aspect of the management. So this is how it works. And for, if you are planning for a MTech, there are again options. You can do it in India or can go for abroad and plan for something like plan for your specialization. Now, in the next slide, we see what are the specialization we can go for after this one. So after MTech, you can do a PhD or you can join as directly to PhD combined with masters. It can be an integrated program. The other one is do a business, start up your own company and become an entrepreneur. Or otherwise, if you have an interest on social aspect, you can start with the agricultural industry or become a politician or do whatever you like to do. Even you can be a YouTuber also. So be like it's not restricting that the chemical engineer cannot become a YouTuber. So this is the one I want to inform. The day when you walk down with the aisle after receiving your degree, it doesn't mean you have all closed doors. You still have option, but the thing is you have to plan. That is what we have to do being in the final year. And uh, there is nothing that restrict you from doing anything, and this is not the end. So you can even start after after getting the degree. So as I told you, if you're planning for a MBA, so you have options like you can select a human resource management, be a HR in the company, assist in recruiting process or financial handling of the company, or you can start an international business where you will work on market like strategies to expand your business. Or you can work on a technology management, how to implement your technology, how to reach out the people. Or there is option to do a leadership management where you can be the head of the company or marketing and supply chain. Otherwise, you have option to do ME or MTech. So again, if you are planning for a MTech, where is that one? You have options to choose becoming a safety engineer or a food engineer, food technologist, or you can be like a select where plant design engineer, process control, safety engineering, or polymer technologist, petroleum technology, or energy engineering, rubber technology, ceramics, and biochemical engineering. So this is how you can plan. And for doing MS, you have to write because to prove that you have the enough in English skill to study in that country. You can opt for a TOEFL or IELTS. So you have to prepare that in the final year. Every year there are twice it is happening in the month of I think August and February, I guess, for based on the university apply, university in the fall term or a summer term across the globe. Apart, how many of you are aware, even without any fund, if you don't have enough fund also, you can do masters in overseas. There are a lot of scholarship available across the globe. Each country, they want to bring in expat students, like from the other country people, to give an option to study in their own country. So I have listed two website for the, like few websites here, like Scholar for Development, scholarship.com, topuniversities.com, wherein you can find what are the available courses for chemical engineers and what will be the scholarship, like whether they can give even without not even spending one penny. starting for your travel, doing the visa process, your stay at the university, everything can be provided with the scholarship. There are so many scholarships which every country is giving. Please have a look on these websites, and you have to apply either in the month of February for the summer enrollment, or for the fall enrollment you have to do it before August. So we have to, like, if you are planning for higher studies, make yourself. And nowadays there are so many virtual educational fairs happening on each country, and even the universities also nowadays, they are going for a virtual tour about their campus, telling about what are the courses they are offering, what is the specialization, what is their assistance for providing the employment. Even after employment, how about the alumni association is helping the younger students to get a job. So if you are planning for a higher study, make sure you have to start this from the you can tell your juniors also to start the preparation for post graduation from their 6th semester. So then only by the time you finish your degree, you will have admission from abroad university, or admission in India. Because nowadays they made GATE exam should be as a mandatory for applying all the government sector companies. So yeah, if you see the GATE question paper, they will be asking you the basics of the third and final year syllabus subjects only. So it is mandatory that you have to read in detail, and try to compare or try to correlate how it is being used in our daily day-to-day application. So you won't be forgetting your basics, and this will helpful throughout your life to remember the basics and implement them wherever it is required. Even whatever the third law or first law, whatever we have learned, we will be using in our day-to-day life without correlating them to our life. So this is how it is. Again, like the engineering and technology, we have to identify what is a job and what is a career. Job will give, both the purpose is for making money. But career is, say example, I am going to the work 8 hours a day, finish my work, weekends I will enjoy, like that. Whatever you are doing, it is a job. But career is something we are doing for the passion. That is how I chose my passion. I got a job in ISRO as a scientist engineer, but be working there, I was like finding it that my heart doesn't like goes into that. Then I found that this is not the job which I was looking for. When I quit ISRO, people were like blaming, like shouting like me. It is a very good opportunity, central government job. How many people till now, ISRO and BARC, like Baba Atomic Research and the nuclear sector, this is the only companies which is recruiting people on their marital basis. Like if you have a good marks, if you study in very good university, and if you are technically strong, only you can enter into these companies. And each promotion till now, it is on merit basis. You have to go for a technical interview, prove that you are continuously improving on your like a technological aspect, then only you will be given promoted. Not like you work for 5 years, they won't give you the next promotion. But being in a company like that, I feel that I am not the right fit for that company. So I resigned there immediately, like after 1.5 years of working ISRO. Then I am back to my oil and gas design. So one way I'm happy and proud to say that, as I told you, I'm still working on what I learned from my university degree, where I am implementing on each and every day in my life. And whatever the design we are doing for the oil and gas industry is what I studied in my college degree. Another thing, there was a barrier that people used to say that as a woman, you are not allowed to work on the offshore platform or something. I don't really agree to that. And there is another thing that I'm married. I have 2 kids. People say after marriage, you cannot, usually the women have a problem in balancing the work and life. But somehow I, with God's grace and my friends and all the guides help, I'm still balancing that. I'm a mother of 2 kids. Even after the delivery, I could make my career. As Subhashri ma'am has stated, that I am doing a lot of extracurricular activity. These I am achieving not only because of my job, I planned my career. So I was very clear in what the role I want to play in the role in the career life. That is how till now I am growing in my career. And the another problem is moving abroad. Being a female, be with the job restriction, in the oil and gas industry, hardly 4% of women are working in the oil and gas field, because it needs a lot of physical health and physical stability. Sometimes you need to go to the site, you have to do the survey. If there is an accident, you have to go there, do the inspection, do the quality check, then come back to the office, do the bottlenecking or troubleshooting, and do it with the simulation. The work nature is like that. In spite of everything, I am making it. I am traveling across the globe. I worked in Malaysia, Dubai. I worked in Italy, like that. So there are more opportunities for chemical engineers also to travel around. I think I'm running out of time, so we will just go into the topic one by one. So how do you define success? It's not only the money which make you rich, it is the knowledge what you are gaining also which will make you rich, not immediately but over a period of time. So whatever you are doing, make sure you are doing with your full heart and plan your career. If you may earn very less at the start of your career, but you have the real passion, then you can excel in it. One such notable chemical engineers, have you heard of the Harsha Bogle, who is a cricket commentator, but he is a chemical engineer. Another such example is Mukesh Ambani. There is a spelling error, sorry. Mukesh Ambani, he is a chemical engineer. When his father first started the Reliance company, he don't know anything about engineering. So he wanted his son to learn the chemical engineering. After he graduated only, they have taken the Reliance to the next level. Being a chemical engineer, he could implement lot of unit operations which make it more efficient and more, they increase the production with the variety of products in petrochemical. And now he is the number one richest man in India. The Dean of Harvard Business School, Nitin Noharia, he is also a chemical engineer. Apart from Indians, this guy, the Ashok Raju and Zan Jinping, they are becoming a political leaders also. So if you are a chemical engineer, you are called with so many different titles. Like if you are working for an engineering company, you will be called as a design engineer. Or if you are working in a production company or maintenance work, or if you are doing a process control, you will be called as a process control engineer. Even though, as I told you, even though you study a chemical engineering, you have lot of opportunities. That is one beauty and a good advantage of being a chemical engineer. We are like water, we can fit in everywhere. So this is how one such example, what I want to quote here, the engineering consultancy industry. This is one of the booming industry for the past 10 years. Even there is a prediction says that there is more opportunity which will be emerging in engineering consultancy, because the one what I'm working in the oil and gas industry is a non-renewable. Now they are introducing the same concept of engineering consultancy for the renewable energy also, for the solar power plant or wind turbines or any gas turbine everywhere. Now they are promoting this engineering consultancy company. As I told you, one good advantage is that you will be working on what you are learning, how to do the drawing, how to do the chemical calculation, how the heat and mass transfer works, how to make the data sheet for any equipment, what are the process parameters you have to give, like the operating condition, design condition, maximum allowable working condition. We used to read about the design margin, everything you will practically implement in the engineering consultancy industry. So this is how the career starts. You will be appointed as a graduate engineering trainee. Then over the period of 1 year, 1 to 5 years, you will become a process engineer, and 8 years, you will become a lead and slowly become a process manager. Or many people nowadays in many engineering companies, they want the chemical engineer to be the engineering manager. You know the reason? Because a chemical engineer only knows the purpose of that plant, and he is the one who define the basis for any process plant. Like this much be the capacity, this is the temperature for my raw material to operate, then only I will get my finished product with the desired specifications. So this is one of the very booming technology. Companies like Technip, Petrofax, Saipem, and KBR, all the another good part of Tamil Nadu is the engineering consultancy, engineering hub is located in Chennai and Bangalore. So we have more opportunities for the chemical engineers in this engineering field. There are so many companies which are offering the software courses like Aspen Hysis or MATLAB or Unisem or Pro2. So if you have a additional like certification course from them, the chances of getting into the engineering consultancy is very, very high. Even many companies come for the campus interview. So benefits of working in oil and gas is, as I told you, it is globally, the engineering companies are located. Almost it is like your software engineering. You have more options to travel offshore. So the one such good thing is traveling, and you have environment sitting inside the office. So I'm like simulating work environment and diversified work condition. You will be working across the people are around the globe, irrespective of race, irrespective of color, irrespective of religion and location. The another booming industry is the mining. So if you are a budding chemical engineer who are passing out of the university now, please give a look into this industry, because this mining industry nowadays only it is booming. It has been in the like running for so many centuries, but now it will take a big revolution because of the invention of the electrical vehicles, or like the smartphones, advancement of smartphones, because the selenium and other earth materials which is taken from the mines. So this sector, we have lot of opportunities for the chemical engineers where they can have a long-term career, and it is very interesting and challenging industry where you can prove your caliber. The third one is the pharmaceutical industry, because as I told you, the world population, it is estimated that it will increase to 8 billion in 2050. Obviously, it leads like when the population is more, the number of diseases and the number of diagnosis or the medical treatment, everything will go high and become complex and risky. So this is the right time for the people who can enter into the pharmaceutical industry, and they are working on finding a vaccination. This is the right time. Even though they find the vaccination, chemical engineers required, because even the chemists find it, the engineer is required to make it more work on, like to make it as productive, and for the distribution we need lot of chemical engineers, because one is about the toxicity and hazardous nature of the chemicals which is employed in the lab. So it is being a chemical engineer, you know how to handle it, and we are the one who is preparing the data sheets for the, and talk about the chemical hazards. So there are a lot of opportunities for the pharmaceutical industries to join as a young scientist or young analyst to frame your career from the beginning. Another one is the testing and quality aspect. Nowadays, the process safety is also booming. This process safety, irrespective of any industry, it is also a diversified field. If you do a process safety course, you can work in a process plant. Even ISRO got a separate safety department, and all the companies are having a safety. So you can plan for a master's in safety, and that will have another diversified options to enter into the chemical in companies. So as I told you, plan for a career. You have to plan after 20 years what you want to be. If you are checking for any campus interview, usually this is the question asked by the HR. They will ask you after 10 years what you want to become. So this will give an idea for them to judge you. They wanted to see what is your long term goal, what do you want to become, how far you are in your goal. So this will give a knowledge about you to you to others to justify yourself. So which technology is booming, which will be promising. So for that you have to keep yourself updated, read more journals, read more articles, read more about the current trends, because you people are in the final year. So you have to plan your career, or if you are planning for a business, the one which is upcoming will become the business of the future. So you have to read more about it. So especially what I have quoted are very few, and it is predicted that the biotechnology, clean energy, healthcare sector, telecom, and microfinancing will be like going on a very good growth in the another 10 to 15 years time. So if you are like more towards your defense or any corporate, or if you want to become your excellence in academic, plan yourself. That's what I kept telling from the beginning. So till it's not too late, I can say few challenges for engineering where you can make your career also. One such, as I told you, people are going for a renewable energy or energy from the fusion. So there are a lot of opportunities for the chemical engineers to work as a process engineer in the energy sector. And another one is the nuclear. We all have gone to the nuclear energy, but we don't know how to deal with the nuclear waste. So if we are implementing any new technology or new ways to treat that, that is a good, that is more challenges and more opportunities there. And access for clean water, clean air. So everything, if you see, all the future challenges are more relevant to the chemical engineers. So read every day, try to do the quick survey and find whatever the industry is booming, try to join there, so you can plan for a long term career in that company. No matter what, become the best in what you do. This is what I used to tell to myself. If I'm that's why you can see my academics or professional career, whatever I do, I want to do the best version of myself. This is the goal I used to keep myself. If I'm going as a student, my role as a student is to excel in the work what I have been given. That is how I was like getting my gold medal or university rank, whatever in that. And you have to work hard with passion. Or not because, okay, one question, as I told you, you have joined the engineering for any reason or a number of reasons, whatever it may be. This is the task now. From now onwards, you will be a chemical engineer. So you have to sometimes it is the destiny which will be pulling you to that. Maybe, who knows, there may be so many Ambanis or so many like brilliant chemical engineers which will be in the forum. So bring out the best version of yourself, work as a team, create a network, talk with the people, get the lesson learned from the leaders and elders, so you can plan yourself accordingly. And last but not least, settle for nothing less than your outstanding work. You should not work for like, okay, I got this job, so I have to plan my career like that. If you think that you won't be the right fit in anywhere, raise your voice, do the things what you like to do and excel in what you are doing. So this is what I keep telling you, focus on you. That is more important in building your career. Know your path. You can like get the contribution from yourself, or you can ask your colleges also. Even there are so many career guidance or campus recruitment programs which is happening, which can mold you to a better chemical engineer. And this technology changes rapidly, so you should keep yourself updated. Another thing I wanted to tell you is that go for training, seminars, attend workshops, whatever it is coming to you. You know how many people are doing the paper presentation? I'm not very sure. So go for that. You know, when you go for the paper presentation, voluntarily you come to know a lot of things which you never even heard about it. That is the one beauty of conducting the seminars and other things. So by word of mouth or by reading at the article, you come to know about the technology of the upcoming technologies, and that keep you more updated with the happenings across the globe. Then focus on the company if wherever you are working. So how, okay, I told you the options, I told you the booming sector, how you have to go about it. One way, if you are getting the campus, the first part of your, this one is done. If not, there are options. Stay touch with your alma maters, stay touch with your seniors, or the people who you have been associated with, the professionals, whom you know. Ask them whether they have some opportunity for you. Just follow with them. Try to learn as much as articles, and go with the, even if you after the colleges, you can ask some industry to give you some internships, so you know what they exactly doing, and you can get an idea whether you will be the right fit for that company. And then, as I told you, participate and network. Go for the seminar, conferences. I really appreciate you guys. As I told you, this is the first step you have taken from all other people. You have taken for an internship. In this internship, people will be coming from different sector, different industrial sectors. So they will talk about their experience. They will tell their lesson learns, and they will share their knowledge. So it is rather than reading the books by yourself, it is a good like knowledge sharing you are getting from everybody on different aspect. And do a network. Try to join with the professional bodies like ICME, IACHE, in the Institute of Engineers. So you can identify the people of your own mindset. You will come across the people maybe where you want to make your career. There are people who are already working in that company. They can give you a like idea, or they can tell you how to enter into that field. Apart, like third one is to read books or technical articles as much as possible. That is very, very, very important to upgrade yourself about the latest technologies, about the basics, and to understand how you can like plan your career path. Finally, you have to balance your health also. So you have to balance your work and health accordingly. So as I told you, these are the some of the chemical boards where you can enroll as a student member. American Institute of Chemical Engineers, Indian Institute of Chemical Engineers, this is ICHEME, Institution of Chemical Engineers. You know, this one is American, this one is a UK based one, this is Indian. So you are connected here, you know, people from different sector, like different industries, who are all chemical engineers. They are enrolled here. They can share your technical knowledge or job opportunities or any seminars and trainings. They used to advertise on these like association, and these associations also organizing so many projects, many seminars and workshops for the benefit of chemical engineers. If you are planning, if you are like if you interested in the heat exchanger, one institution called ASHRAE, ASHRAE. It is the Heat Recovery and Air Conditioning System Institute, where you can enroll and you will get more update about the heat transfer and the latest technologies and equipments in the heat transfer area. National Safety Council, which talk about the safety aspect of all industries. Again, as I told you, there are many software for chemical engineers. One is the general mathematical modeling. You can use your simple Excel or MATLAB or Simulink. So you can be a master in this one. You know, if you read a MATLAB or the CFD, whatever, you can use that in your aerodynamics, or if you are want to become a CFD engineer, which is very helpful for that. And if you want to be a process engineer working on any engineering companies, you need to know about the basics of Aspen, HYSYS, and ChemCAD. Yeah, again, as I told you, if you want to do something on the fluid computational dynamics, which is used in the aerospace and the power generation unit, you should know about COMSOL or ANSYS Fluent. So if any, there are many institutes or any like many association which are organizing some short-term courses on these simulation packages. So if you have any chances, better you get a certification course which will give you more chances of getting a job. Finally, okay, I developed my technical knowledge, everything. Unless you communicate it properly, you cannot win anything in the life, even in the career also. So you should communicate effectively and properly, practice writing, give more presentation. This is what lagging for most of the Indian engineers. You know, we are technically competent, we are very knowledgeable, but we don't know how to communicate and express our thoughts and what we are like what we intended to say. So develop your communication skill, develop your public speaking capability. There are so many Toastmaster clubs which are organized. Even all the colleges have their own extracurricular activity club. Participate. In my opinion, you have to go for a course on writing your resume. What do you want to write and present yourself? You have to do it in a better way, so this will fetch you more chances and confidence for getting you a job. The another one is like corporate team and culture. Being a student, like the behavior for you is something different. When you want to become a professional, you have to learn more about the conflict management, team management, on the punctuality and giving the deliverables on time, providing a proper solution, innovative ideas. So these are the things you have to practice during your college days. And sometimes, you know, as I told you, how I was telling you that the chemical engineers are required in the finance sector, there are so many companies now employing a chemical engineer for the legal aspect. If there is a conflict across the company, say some product what you have given worked in a wrong way, the company holds the liability for it. In that case, they need a chemical engineer to investigate it, check the quality part of it, and give a feedback. So in the writing. So for all these things, you should have a proper communication and presentation skill to excel in your life. Finally, dealing with the failures. It's okay if you fail for the first time, but you should not give up. Not all the failures are forgivable again. So you have to plan, take risk, learn from your failures. For your failures, don't blame others. This is the first quality for a leader. You should not blame others for your failures. Take up your own responsibility, learn from your mistake, and don't do the same mistake again. So finally, we are at the end of our presentation. I wish you all a successful career and keep your attitude very high, work hard, believe in your dreams, believe in miracles. Your hard work, nowadays I should not tell hard work, your smart work should fetch you in the right career path where you want to become. So now I'm open for a question answer session. You can post your questions or unmute yourself and ask me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mom, for that inspiring thing. I have heard people who wish to become an engineer has landed up with a BSc graduate, but yours was seriously a reverse case. You said you were interested in physics and landed up as an engineer, but still, we are very much happy and we appreciate that you have shared a lots of things which we didn't have. As you said, we never had a proper mentor for us in our ages. So I think all the interns, you are really lucky to have all such insightful talk, which will be very much useful for you, because many of us, when we are about to complete the final year, we will get that fear. What next? What we have to do? Whether study or take care of family, everything. So, Madam has given so many ideas. So, the session is open for your queries. Uh, Please ask your questions. You can unmute yourself or you can put it in chat box also.
Okay. From the question from Shakti. Yeah, madam, you can go ahead.
Yeah, how to prepare for GATE exam.
Okay.
And
For
TOEFL
GATE,
also, ma'am.
okay. For the GATE exam, we'll go with the GATE first, because now if you want to go for a master's program or wanted to join in any public sector companies of India like ONGC or HPCL or ISRO BARC, they made GATE exam as mandatory. You know the reason why? In when I passed out in 2000, they don't have this rule. They made it mandatory because people should have the basic understanding of their, what is the abbreviation of GATE? Anybody? I didn't get any answer. Okay, fine. It's an aptitude and technical evaluation. So what really they want to check is your understanding of the basics. So the core subject like process calculations, heat transfer, mass transfer, and process control, which is the basic requirement and where the chemical engineers are rarely required. Those subjects only they will ask the questions. So you have to plan for the GATE from the third year. That is why they are giving an option for you to appear for GATE in the third year itself, where you will be learning your core subjects in the third year. So it is the better time to plan it. If not, nowadays there are so many very good GATE coaching institutes which is giving like, yeah, Shakti Asra, like clearly stated, it is graduate aptitude test in engineering. That is why they will ask the questions on the basic analytical skills of you to address on the issues, or like do a proper design or proper calculation on chemical engineering. So the right time is to start from third year. And since you guys are in final year, it usually happens in the month of February. So if you are planning now, you have to start at least 6 months before it and read your basics again. No problem if you have like already finished with your heat transfer, mass transfer. Take your like McCab or heat transfer book, go through it again, understand your basics very well. There are so many online materials available. We were this I forgot to tell you, I was running a GATE coaching center in Chennai because this is what, these are all my life lessons. There was no chemical engineering GATE coaching center by the time I finished my college. When I was searching for it, I couldn't find anything. Since I used to appear for all the government exams, I don't want to lose that one. So I was giving a graduate chemical engineering GATE exam coaching. So if you really want to know something, I'm available for any clarifications. So we can like I'll share my email ID at the end of this session. Okay, nowadays like Vani, GATE Institute, and there are so many online GATE institutes which can provide you with the test material. Coming back to IELTS and TOEFL, if your vocabulary skills are very good in English, if you go like studied from the English school, IELTS won't be a big problem. But the writing and the speaking and reading, you have to learn the Western accent. So keep practicing and listening to the IELTS practice papers. Start doing it during your college days. So after you finish your college, it will be easy for you to appear. Again, as I told you, ILS, you can do it at any point of time of the year. But one thing is you have to book it and get your exam dates confirmed. Then you can appear and get it. Why they are making the IELTS and TOEFL is, since you are like moving out of your own country, they want to check your English knowledge level, how you are good at understanding English, how you can communicate to the people. That is the reason for you to apply for this exam. Ideally, it will not help much on other aspect in working or like I worked in abroad countries. I never give any IELTS for moving around. Another one is from Ovia. Which country do you suggest for MS in pharmaceutical science? Ovia, as I told you, there is no good institute or anything like that. It depends on how you like give yourself. So after even I graduated from a like private college, but ISRO recruit usually people from government, very like Anna University or Lakshmi Narayana Institute of Technology, like that. But if you are like very good at in your technical skill with good marks and with your technical expertise, no matter what, where you are running. But in my opinion, pharmaceutical is booming in USA because the developed countries, they can like spend much on the research side. So for me, you can pursue it in Europe or America
Yeah,
or
ma'am, there are
even
some more
Canada.
questions.
Yeah.
When we compare to India, chemical engineers has more suitable job opportunities in abroad. Is it true? Where you prefer?
Nowadays, it is more in India, I could say. You know,
And
uh, so here again, India don't have any oil and gas reserve before. Now we also started doing a lot of oil and gas projects. Like ONGC has like started doing so many projects in India. That is where we call that hydrocarbon and other stuffs. No, so in India, there will be a huge demand for chemical engineers in the energy field. Either it can be oil and gas, or it can be a wind power or a solar power. So that is one thing. And as I told you, the mining will also become a boom. If you see the financial report by Nirmala Sitharaman, she told very clearly that they will be doing a lot of mining projects in India. And can you suggest some mining industries located in and around Chennai? At the moment, no, but I heard there are few projects coming up near Vedandangal.
okay, ma'am. Ma'am, here is a question from Gauri. In our college so far, no girls have been placed. The reason because some jobs are not for girls. In what way we can also get placed with good packages? Can you mention some companies?
As I told you, the engineering consultancy company is a good fit for the women engineers because it's almost like software. You will be working on the computer and on the process calculations. We will be doing with the softwares and with the softwares or with the Excel sheets with the formulas. So again, not like that, I could say, because my seniors, they are like many of them are working on Cipla, which is a pharmaceutical production company. They are working in the operations also. And there will be one more speaker. She is coming in the another next few days. She worked as a production engineer in Nosil. So it depends on the company, but engineering consultant company recruit more women engineers nowadays.
So, in current trends, is it good to choose polymer technology for MTech?
Who asked this question?
Abdul Rahman, ma'am.
Okay, it's a boy, right? Okay. Actually, polymer is a very good field, which is one of the booming and advanced technology which is happening around, like the nanomaterials, carbon fibers, nanocarbon filters. So for me, I'm more interested in polymer technology since, because as I told you, for the women, the opportunities are very less. I have chosen this. Sometime back, I happened to attend one webinar by Jayashree Sheth, which is she is in 3M. She was addressing that the 3M is planning to put up a very big polymer unit. So it's a good field to choose, Abdul. You can plan to do a master's in USA because they are working more on the nanofibers.
Okay. So, after completing chemical engineering, is MBA a better choice? And what is the eligibility to get placed in top colleges? Should we write CAT exam for that?
Okay. Nowadays, the MBA, the MBA era is gone. I could say like that because many HR leaders, HR managers, there are plenty available in the market. So as a young engineer after MBA, the chances of getting a job is little tough in the management sector. So better you do something like engineering management or enter into the engineering managemental side. That is better rather than doing an MBA in the generalized way.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, many have asked this question. How can we attend interviews? What kind of questions have you faced, and what kind of questions they can also expect? Many have asked this.
Okay. The first thing, they want to check your confidence level. Okay. It could be technical as well as your personality. So that is what I kept telling you. Read your basics very well, that give you a confidence on your technical side. So whatever they are asking on the technical, if you are very good at basics, you can solve the toughest technical things in a easy way. That is one thing. And on personal side, they want to check you how you are sticking with your commitment. That is what I told you. Give the best of yourself. Whatever the marks you are getting, what are the number of seminars you are attending, the number of trainings you are going, that talks about you. Basically, your interest towards the subject. For me, during my college days, I never wasted my semester holidays. I've been to a paper industry. I've been to a this one food, one beverage manufacturing unit. I wanted to know how the mango juice being made, how it is packed, how they are marketing, and I've been to so many rubber industries. So this is the way, like, it will show you basically the interest you have it on your subject. And the next question they will ask you, like, how you deal with challenges, how you deal with the stress in your work. To as a beginning engineer, they will ask you basic questions like, okay, I will ask the question to the forum again. What is NPSH and where it is used? What is the application? Let's go back to the basics. Can I have the answers on chat box? NPSH. Sheetal, net positive suction head. What is the application? We have a electric pump at our home every day, correct? But how many of us as a chemical engineer, if we usually call the plumber for, okay, mechanical repair is fine. Sometimes we used to say the water, it is not pumped properly, but we never went and give a solution, right? Okay, Moideen has clearly answered, it is to avoid cavitation. It is not only for the cavitation, it has to deliver your fluid at the required height where you want to do, right? I am taking, it can be a suction lift or suction head. I need to deliver the fluid from one level to the another level. For that, how much is the pressure I need to deliver? Okay, for Gauri is right actually. So this is how you have to compare what you are learning, put it in the practical use, check. Okay, sometimes we used to say the pump is not pumping properly. There is the valve which will be like going on the reverse, or the impeller may not be working properly. Those things you have to like really understand the Bernoulli's equation, how it is exactly used in the orifice, where we are what is the use of this convergent divergent flow, where the discharge pressure is working, what is the design pressure, what is the difference between the design pressure and operating pressure, why I have to keep the margin. You have to like question each and everything what you are learning. This is what my personal suggestion. So if you are a young engineer, they will ask you a question like this: from the pump, from the compressor, what is the surge in the compressor? Again, we have heard about this word, right? Surge. And in the heat exchanger, how will you route the fluid to the shell side and the tube side? So these are the basic questions they will ask you when you are applying as a young engineer, for applying a role for a young engineer. And technical side, they will ask you what is your dream, like ambition. What do you want to become after 5 years? What is your commitment to the company? If they were giving you a chance, what do you want to become, like that? So you have to be prepared for the basic questions on the basic process equipments, and on the like analytical side also.
And there are a few more questions. Almost your third year and fourth year, you are partially at home and studying.
Okay.
How can we prepare for GATE, and if after clearing GATE, how to go for what is the next step?
Okay. For the GATE, again, GATE has a diversified option. What you want to work as, where you want to work, in the energy or in the aerospace, or like I have another slide, or like even this metal companies like SAIL, aluminium company, copper companies, they also recruit chemical engineers. I mean metals and material companies. So you have to define where you want to take up your career. Accordingly, the gate can be, after once you clear the gate, you have an option for like giving the like you can go for a master's also. So who posted this question? Which company they want to really enter into? So we can suggest them.
So how to prepare was by Bapin, and how to go for a MTech is from Gauri. What is the procedure to join MTech after GATE?
Okay, for after GATE, like it depends on your GATE score. You can select the universities. Like you can be in like a national level, or you can join within Tamil Nadu, like REC. But that depends on your marks, what you are getting in GATE, right? So that is one option. The second option is you choose the one, what do you want to do, like you choose what you want to become my expertise. I want to be a food technologist. Then list down what are the colleges they are offering food technology. Read about their results, how many people are here, like they got the jobs, how they are, like how many students are studying in their master program, what is the chances of getting a job if you join with that university, how about the professors in that master program. You make an analysis of all the master, like what is the area of where you want to do the masters.
Okay. Karthikeyan has asked, is there any possibility to go for other engineering jobs? Can you suggest some?
Of course, yes. Yeah, of course, yes. You can join as many of my friends are software engineers who graduated with me. So one option is to become a software engineer. As I told you, you can either become a politician also. The Xi Jinping is also a chemical engineer. So apart, you can be in the automobile sector on the management side. And as I told you, like there are like it depends. Basically, if you don't want to do chemical engineering, you have to do any short-term course or something to change your field. And many have started a IT company on their own, doing coding and other stuffs.
Okay.
What is the other question? Sludge forming fluid should pass through the cell. Okay, this is for the question I asked them. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, from Naveen, how to get into research field in a company or private? Is PhD necessary for it? Yes. PhD is not necessary. It is mandatory. Especially, I am working in a company called ENI, which is the sixth largest energy company in the world. We have a research division. where we employ only the doctorates. So they will be checking the characteristics of crude oil. They will be doing some lab test and tell us how to improve the quality of the oil, how to market it. Not marketing, marketing is by management. They mainly to make the distillation process very effectively, they suggested to add any solvent or any catalyst like that. We have a separate research division where we employ only the PhD people who is doing the research on the particular area. Like if you are into the pharmaceutical division, on the labs they employ the PhD doctorates only. Yes, answer is yes for Naveen's question. And again, from Gauri, you have mentioned how to study in abroad, how we can get a job in abroad. Um, the reason mainly people go to US after, it's not only for studies. After studying, they want to get a job and settle down in USA or Europe, whatever. Okay, so that is what I kept telling you. You should plan a career. So if you are going for any master program, make sure what will be the job opportunities after finishing your master program. Otherwise, you can extend your study further to do an PhD, because the chances of getting more jobs is like very high for a PhD program, because the number of enrollment for PhD is very, very less. Okay, for the research side. So it is a good start if you are going for an integrated program with master with PhD. Then you will get a 5-year scholarship also in that case. That is what I told you. There are, if you are like financially like capable of taking care of your educational expenses, you can opt for a good university. If not, there are many good universities which are offering scholarship program, which can be starting from like a percentage of your tuition fees, or you can avail for a full scholarship.
Okay, I think we can close up with QA. Same
Okay.
questions are repeating up.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Subhatra Rajendran. I think it's a session. I think we can say that it is like a blasting from starting to till end. That's what this much of queries were pouring up from our all the intern students. Because always I think the final year, I think when we step into the last semester, I think this is the condition where COVID, it also plays very big role in our the sickness. So students were being so much of sickness, what is going to happen at? I think now they would have had some kind of a brightness in their eyes. Definitely, we always hope for the best, because in 2008 also, when there is a recession has happened, that is like a growth for everyone. So a big opportunity was opened at, and a big a change was happened across the world, and people got placed up, and high packages was issued, and so much of infrastructure was constituted. Same thing. Anything want
Yeah.
to say? Yeah,
Actually, the opportunity come from challenges. We used to say innovation comes when you have a difficulty. So this pandemic, don't take it on a negative side. You can see it on positive side. As I told you, there are plenty of opportunities which is booming to overcome this pandemic. So the thing now, what you have to do is plan, work smartly, and find a proper way where you can prove your expertise. Then we are like, as I told you, now you people have more mentors, so we are there to help you guys. So let us know, any career guidance program or any help required from us. We are happy to help.
definitely, definitely. That's what always all the speakers try to say, that you have to sharpen your skill sets. Getting an engineering is not so like a tough job. It's all easy right now. But making your own skill sets is very important. That's what we brought the various speakers from various industry, and they're sharing it up. Once again, we thank Subhadra Rajendran, who joined from Singapore. I think I know like she's so like busy. I think after shifting from Congo to Singapore, but still she agreed to give a seminar, because like that's like insight. How like we could not able to get that mentorship, but we always have to give our own mentorship to the younger kids, especially like in Tamil Nadu, so that they can able to enable their career and opportunities, and they should not feel that I am not properly guided. So that is what
That is true.
IEA and Usha Solutions does it. Thank you so much for joining
Yeah.
from Singapore and making this event wonderful. We also seen the Ignite 1.0 also. I think your session was one of the best when we seen in the last feedback, like last day, when we asked which session was rating up. I think most of the students were giving a same rating. Maybe definitely this Ignite 2.0 also, maybe going to give up the same thing. We will feel so thank you so much for joining.
Yeah.
Maybe with this, anything more to be added, or we can close up.
No, only one thing. Now the Tamilians are ruling the entire world, so we rock in chemical engineering as well.
Yes,
So
definitely.
we wish more hands to join, because compared to all engineers, we are left out all the time. That is, I used to have this for since after becoming a chemical engineer. So it is our duty to make the world to turn towards us. So we chemical
No,
engineers should rock
already I
it.
think chemical engineer has made a turned up. Chinese president is a chemical engineer.
Yeah.
I think now he turned up every
Yeah,
individual of the
everybody
world.
knows. That's true.
So it's because of chemical engineer we can say. Okay, that's all political drama what's happening at. But still, he's one chemical engineer who could able to drive such a huge country. So that's like a diversity what chemical engineers can do. Mukesh Ambani is there, and he's there. Like many sports players are there. So
Yes.
definitely, I think the diverse field of chemical engineering is always makes them top, and we always love the subject. That's very important, and definitely, I think you will always shine where you are going to put up.
Yeah, I wish them all the best. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you,
I
everyone.
think Swarna ma'am has joined, and I think she has left. I think she was there sometime.
Yeah, yeah. I think she was asking me how to connect it. Maybe she would have
Okay,
joined.
okay. She was there inside, and now I'm seeing she's not there. No problem.
Okay.
I'll talk to her. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Ma'am, Subhashri ma'am, anything you want to conclude it? I think okay, ma'am is not there. Thank you so much, Subhadra Rajendran. Spending almost 2 hours of time. So definitely we will connect you. So when you're coming to India, we will make much more
Yeah, sure.
offline session more than online, so that we'll all wait for you for the safe
Definitely, yes.
return to India.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
Thank you.
all meet up in
Thank you so
and
much.
there. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, everyone, all the best and best wishes for your successful career. Thank you so much.
Yeah.